Hi there guys, so I've just packed the bag a minute ago. I've got some kit in there now. Just going to quickly have another drink before I head into the forest and get a bit of breakfast, because I was getting all some gear out this morning in my utility room, my bushcraft box down there, and found a few things that I'm going to give away because I'm keeping too much stuff. I'm collecting too many flint and steel kits and making too many flint and steel kits, so I have done in the past. So I'm going to give some away, one away, with a few other bits. So hopefully I can stick that photograph in this footage somewhere. So I'll quick get some snap and get off into the woods. Right, back down here at Wild Camp. Just met another famous YouTuber. I just met Steve Frogmoon from Frogmoon's Wild Camp and Adventures, I think his channel is, but I watch more of his stuff on Instagram. But nice chap, and his wife and grandkids, I believe, and dogs. Just seen them down here. He's on search for fat wood, so because obviously he's been around here before, and I just recommended looking further down the river for some. But I wish I had my camera rolling when I met him for the first time. Oh grief, it'd have been, you've been framed gold. I'm not saying any more than that. So right, get my bag unpacked. Right then, I managed to perch my GoPro up in a tree, so I'm hoping you can see me. So that didn't work. Probably didn't see that on camera. I found my tarp. Just a small tarp I use for sitting on. I brought out with me today, this is what I'm going to use first. This is the folding shovel / mattock that I bought from Military Mart for $8.99. So it comes with this belt sheath, and just unscrew it a little bit, so you can bolt it like that as a good digging tool that way, or out as a shovel. But the thing I'm not impressed with this is look how thin. It's alright up here, but look how thin it goes here. It's thinner than my thumb, and it's got that rivet through it, so it's going to be weak. So I'm going to test it, and if it breaks, I've got a plan to braze some metal in there to try and make it stronger. So I'll bring you back in a minute. This is hard work, this is. Even though it's sand here, and I'd expect the roots to be deeper, they are just following the surface. Okay, so for the third time today, I've had to take the battery out of the GoPro, put it back in, and start it up again because it won't listen to me. I've heard GoPros play up when it gets cold, and it's about -1, -2 today, and I was just going to get it to catch me doing this, but it won't switch on, and I've had to stop for a minute. I've already took my coat off, and I've got a bit of a dab on because it's -2, and there's a trek home, and if I get too much of a dab on, I can feel it already. It's on my back, and it's gonna get cold, and then I'll get a chill in my back, and I'll hurt like hell because I've got a bad back. So I'm stopping for a minute. I was thinking, it's not like the ground's frozen, but I was thinking this was going to be a lot easier because you can kick this stuff around. What makes it hard is all the roots. But I want to get rid of that like peaty type soil, which is a couple of years worth of pine needles. Really, that's probably all it is. But I want to get rid of that. So if you have a little tiny fire, like I did years ago in another location, I dug a pit so it's deep into sand, it's going to be okay. Always bring plenty of water if anything starts smoking to put it out. So but so far I've got the stand in my hand because obviously, like I've just said, I've had to take it apart. But so far this little spade hasn't broken, but it's only done that much work. I've started scraping this across here so that if you look from this angle it creates a little bit of a mound. I want to stretch that out a little bit more. Oop. Whether I actually have an open fire the day I do my wild camp here, or I get a trolley or get something else, because in a bit when it's been treated I've got a wood stove coming. I was given a wood stove in a well used condition, so I've had it blasted, or having it blasted and painted with stove paint, and then I could use that. Well, that's my plan for when I get a hot tent. I'm looking into that, but there's not enough room here to put a hot tent unless I found an area where a lot more of these trees, some of these pines are dead because they've just died off. The others have grown faster, choked the sunlight, and they've died. But I'll probably have to find another woodland for the hot tent. Maybe even get together with another YouTuber. Alright, see you in a bit. So, not very comfy. Got my bag down now. So I brought a basher top with me today. I was going to have a go at putting that up, just have like a mock test. My GoPro stuff, which is batteries mainly. Got my clean canteen, full of water, an old pot I use for obviously cooking, boiling water. Brought a gas stove, some gas, fire lighting kit, mug, back here coffee, and this is the mug I use every day for work, and I found it was free. It's a Life Venture mug. It keeps hot drinks hot or warm for about an hour, hour and a half, really hot, and then it peaks off from there. And I use that every day for work, and in there I've just got some milk. So I want to get a brew on and have a coffee. Something else I quickly wanted to test and do on YouTube, and I'll try it while I'm here, is survival situation. I've had this Amadou in my pocket for a bit, and the other day I was out, I found a broken Clippo lighter, and I wondered, I know it will do it with char cloth, but I wondered if this will put enough spark out to light this piece of Amadou, and it's not like I've scraped it up. So I'm going to just run it over the top now and see if it'll put a spark into it. The answer to that is no. So just drop that. I've got my Eldris knife here. I'm not getting it out because I want the ferro rod. I'm getting it out because I'm going to fluff this up a bit. Right, got a little pile of fluff there. So I'm gonna grab my flint, which is now in the sand, and then I'm gonna see if I can get this going now with this. And yeah, so if you scrape your Amadou up a little bit, it's there, it's going. If I grab a piece of this, it's gone out. Oh, has it? Maybe not. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. I've saved it. So you can light Amadou with tiny sparks from one of these. So glad I broke these other pieces off so I don't waste it, because that's enough there to put in a pile of grass or some bracken and stuff and make a fire. So right then, while I've got this piece of Amadou smoking here, I'm going to light my gas stove with it using something I made a while ago. And what I've got in this old tin is sulphur matches. They are very stinky when you light them. So to light a sulphur match, we place it on top of an ember and you blow. And it's starting to burn. There we go. Like I say, it's very stinky. Oh dear. Put that out in the sand. So that's my little stove going. I bought that stove off eBay when there was only like £6. Now for the same sort of thing you're looking at probably about £15 if you're lucky. They've really shot up in price. It does have an auto igniter on it, but obviously if you can light it a different way, then that's good. So I'll put my pot on there. I just want to get a still choking from that sulphur. A bit of a twig that's resting on my leg now. So while that's boiling, I can excuse me for my cough, it's not corona, it's the sulphur. It really does get on the back of your throat, and that's another reason why I don't really use them. I made some because I seen someone selling them and I'm like, well, how hard is that to make that? See, and there I've got my milk. So I had a go. I was making them with my son in the garden and they really did stink. Do not I'd say do not make them in the house. Do not light them indoors. I'm out here. Yes, it's a cold day, so smoke lingers and everything. The Amadou down here is still smoking. I don't know if you can see that from where I am. I can't see the screen on the back of the camera. So I've got my milk and coffee in my great outdoors mug my mother-in-law got me. So yeah, it's nothing special. It's no fancy coffee like I can tell you a brand. It's just from the supermarket, probably like Aldi. Okay. Just getting rid of these bits of soil off here that's come off that stick. So my water's boiled and I've got my, I kept the handle elevated with that stick, but still with the heat coming around, it's warmed that handle up. Now something I didn't do is bring the proper gloves, because these are rubber. If that's really hot, then it's going to stick. So let's try and do this quickly. And I tell you something, sitting on this cold plastic sheet it isn't holding much heat. Well, I'm just going to sit and enjoy a coffee now. Something I might test while I'm out once I've moved my gas stove away, so it's safely, is I don't know, you've probably seen the picture if you follow me on Instagram. I think I put it on there. I was making some wax fire starters with my son the other day, and some of them we made is these little paper cups I was given, which are from a fast food store. You probably recognise them. And years ago a guy gave me some that he'd filled with wood shavings and used beeswax. Now these are just normal mixture of candle wax and jute twine. The jute twine is heavily coiled up and put into there, so I'm guessing this will burn for a while. The thing is, do I want to light it if it's going to burn for a while? I think I might do this at home another day and just see how long it lasts, because really I'm just sat here on this plastic tarp. I really could have done with a cushion, not for comfort, because I am comfortable sat here on the sand, but it's cold and I can feel the cold coming through. So when I do the overnight camp, I'm planning on having 2 roll mats, foam roll mats, which are only 10mm thick, but when you're 20 stone, I've got an air mattress which I'll be using as well, and then obviously I'm a bivy bag and all that sort of stuff. But I wonder if I need even more insulation from me and the ground. As for using something like young shoots, pine shoots, there just isn't any, because this is a close knit woodland. All the good green shoots are high up there, and there's nothing down here for me to use. So I think I will leave this for another day. Put that back in there. My throat is still a bit from the sulfur matches, so yeah, maybe not the best way. But the sulfur matches it saves you from having to put your ember into some grass and blow it into flame, having to have a large amount and a big flame. The sulfur match is a small flame, but the chemical that it gives off, it might not affect some people, but it gets to me. Okay, so with it being -2 today, -1, -2, this really hasn't took long to cool down at all. I can pick this up. Normally it takes a lot longer for this to cool down. I can touch the top. The top bit's still warm, but the legs and everything around it is cold. But it's at the temperature where I can pack it away, because I've just disconnected the gas. Obviously I don't want to drop this into the sand, getting gas into sand into that valve, even though some off my hand has just gone on the rubber seal, which I've just brushed off. So I started packing up already, put some stuff in the bag. I'll get everything packed up, enjoy my coffee and have a nice stroll back home. And then probably another day I'll come and I'll do a bit more work. Oh, the bivy bag. I checked Royal Mail tracking. The bivy bag has been delivered to the army store that I bought it from online, and they said they will send me a new one out. So I've just got to wait and see how long that takes. And then I'll be out here freezing my arse off for YouTube. Alright, see you soon. Okay, so just an idea I've had, because earlier I was talking about the soft branches to lay on the floor to put under my roll mats and things to give me some insulation for this camp. Is earlier I said that there's a lot of dead small trees in here. The other idea has just come to me now, because I was looking at this peat stuff and thinking, well, if I put a lot of that, scrape it all, put it under me, that'll insulate me. But no, because it's peat, it's very moist, and when it's wet, it's going to be cold. So the other idea I had is I'd come with my small saw again and my small axe, And these dead trees, like there's one further that way, you could literally just push it over. It was completely rotten at the base. So then I could clean the branches either side of the tree, what's left of a tree, you know, and lay lots of them on the floor in a row, a bit like a raft. Then I can put my roll mats on top, and that'll give me, depending on the size of the tree, and some of these around here that are dead are about 2.5 inches to 3 inches thick. So I could lay a row of those, then my roll mats, then my bivy bag with my inflatable mat inside, and then obviously sleeping bag and me. That's a plan anyway. Right, well, it's time for me to head home now, so thank you very much for watching the video to the end, if you have, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.